This is a rerun.
Athlete represented by Mr. Ed Wilson. It's Mr. J.M. Webb. J.M. was one of the most gifted athletes ever to graduate from Pineville High School. He was an all-SEKC on the 1954 Pineville High School team that held the #1 overall ranking in the state of Kentucky before the days of classifications and playoffs. He also handled all of the place-kicking chores on that team. In basketball, he was a phenomenal scoring machine in the days before the three-point shot. He averaged 23 points per game on the 1955-56 team that finished with a record of 21-5. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductee, represented by Ed Wilson, Mr. J.M. Webb. The next inductee is from the school professional category. He is represented this evening by Jane Gilbert Bradley, Gary Bradley, and Eva Gilbert. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ted Gilbert. He graduated from Pineville High School in 1935 and from Eastern Kentucky University in 1939. After achieving the rank of captain and serving in World War II, his remarkable career as a professional educator began as an elementary school principal. His reputation grew quickly as he became the assistant superintendent of the Louisville City Schools. He began his statewide service as assistant superintendent of public instruction, and in 1962 began 10 remarkable years as executive director of the Kentucky Council on Higher Education. He completed his career at the University of Kentucky, and it was said of him that he carried the light of learning in one hand and the willingness to demand proper demeanor in the other. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Ted Gilbert. From the Modern Air Athlete Division, Miss Tommy Peace Gooden. She was a personification of the complete student athlete. In a career spanning the years 1982 through 1987, she set the standard for excellence in athletics, academics, and leadership. She was a member of the Pineville High School girls basketball team for 5 years and girls varsity tennis team for 4 years. She was a 3-time member of the All-SEKC basketball team, averaging over 20 points per game in her senior year. She was voted most athletic girl at Pineville High School and MVP of both basketball and tennis teams. She was awarded a 4-year basketball and tennis scholarship to Clinch Valley College in Wise, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductee, Miss Tommy Peace Gooden. From the legendary athlete division, represented by grandson Christian Lacer and great-grandson Calvin Parker Smith, Mr. Calvin Baird. Calvin was a 4-year letterman in football and a 3-year letterman in basketball at Pineville High School. He received first team All-State and first team All-Cumberland Valley Conference honors in his senior year and was selected to play in the Kentucky East-West All-Star football game. He was ranked as one of the top school linemen in the entire country. He accepted a scholarship offer to play at Vanderbilt University. After his sophomore season, he was named to the Southeastern Conference All-Star football team for 1942. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville School Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Calvin Baird. From the Distinguished Alumni category, represented by Georgiana Shelby, Sharon Gooden, David Asher, and Byron Asher, Dr. David Asher. Dr. David graduated from Pineville High School as valedictorian of his class in 1944. He was president of the Student Council, won the Junior Athletic Cup, and his senior superlatives included most versatile boy, most energetic boy, smartest boy, and most ambitious. He graduated from the University of Kentucky in 1948 and from the University of Louisville Medical School in 1953. He returned to Pineville and joined his uncle, Dr. George M. Asher, Jr., and Dr. James S. Golden, Jr. in medical practice in the summer of 1955. Thus began a life of humble, loving, unparalleled service to his community and to the Pineville City Schools. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductee, Dr. David Asher. From the Modern Era Athlete Division, Mr. Biff Maiden. Biff was big, strong, and tough, and always at his best when he was needed. He was a 4-year letterman in golf, but it was in football where he was a 3-year starter and team captain that became known throughout Kentucky for his stellar play. He was a first-team All-SEKC player at fullback and linebacker, and a consensus All-State selection as a linebacker. He was awarded a football scholarship to Western Kentucky University, where he earned first-team All-OVC honors, was named OVC Defensive Player of the Year, and was elected co-captain in his senior year. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Biff Maiden. In the honorary inductee category, represented by Lee Bishop, Mr. Fred and Miss Inez Bishop. Destiny brought them together in Pineville, Kentucky to raise a remarkable family and to help shape the character of the community in ways that will be felt by generations to come. They were married in Pineville in 1948. From the beginning, they were a talented, industrious couple, and they committed themselves to a shared life of service, primarily to children. As they felt their lives moving forward a more involved community service role, they obtained a daycare license and opened a daycare center, which they operated from 1976 until 2006. While raising 7 children of their own, they provided daycare and early childhood care for many future Pineville High School students. The impact of their lives on others is incalculable. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductees, Mr. Fred and Miss Inez Bishop. From the Distinguished Alumni category, represented this evening by Mr. Jack Cornett, is Admiral John M. Pegleg Hoskins. His extraordinary career is such a remarkable story of heroism, courage, and leadership that in 1955, Hollywood produced a movie entitled The Eternal Sea, which highlighted his years of service in World War II and the Korean conflict. He graduated from Pineville High School in 1916, from the United States Naval Academy in 1921, and from flight school in 1925. In addition to the Purple Heart, he was awarded the Navy Cross, the Navy Distinguished Service Medal, the Legion of Merit, and numerous other awards recognizing valor, courage, and leadership in combat. In its August 1950 edition, Life magazine featured him with a full front page photograph and 4-page article. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductee, Admiral John M. Pegleg Hoskins. From the modern air athlete division, Mr. Tuck Woollum. He may be the most versatile athlete ever to wear the maroon and gold. From 1975 to 1979, he earned an unprecedented 18 varsity letters in 5 different sports. He carved out an extraordinary record that distinguishes him in the annals of Pineville history and serves as a shining example for all future mountain lions. In his senior year, he was named Most Valuable Player of the Laurel Bowl, First Team All-SEKC Quarterback, Conference Back of the Year, and First Team All-State Quarterback. After his remarkable high school career, he accepted a football scholarship to play at Eastern Kentucky University. In 1982, as a senior, he led the Colonels to a perfect 13-0 season, which culminated in the school's 2nd national championship. He was named First Team All-OBC Quarterback. He returned to Pineville in 1998 and began a life of unmatched service to the school and to the community. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Tuck Woollum. In the Distinguished Alumni category, Mr. Lee Thomas Tom Mills. Tom served as commissioner of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association from 1975 to 1991, overseeing a period of unprecedented growth and increased opportunities for thousands of high school students across the Commonwealth. A terrific athlete, he played basketball, captained the football team, and won the coveted Junior Cup during his years at Pineville High School. During his 16-year tenure as KHSAA commissioner, the state of Kentucky developed one of the most revered high school athletics programs in America. Under his guidance, the sports of girls basketball, volleyball, and fast-pitch softball, as well as boys and girls soccer, were implemented as KHSAA-sanctioned activities. He was elected as a member in the initial class of Eastern Kentucky University's 100 Most Outstanding Alumni in 1974, and also holds membership in the Boyle County Football Hall of Fame, the Mountain Laurel Festival Hall of Fame, and in the Dawhares KHSAA Hall of Fame. He left a positive mark on every playing field and court throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky, which continues to ripple to this very day. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville Schools Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Lee Thomas Tom Mills. The last inductee this evening, from the modern era athlete, represented by Miss Jerry Rohn, is Mr. Dan Haley. Dan was a three-point sport athlete at Pineville High School, excelling in football, basketball, and track. He remains Pineville High's record holder for most points scored in a single basketball game, torching the nets for 58 points during a game in his senior year. At the time of his retirement, He was the 8th winningest coach in Kentucky high school football history and had been named Kentucky Coach of the Year in 4 different decades by the Lexington Herald-Leader, the Louisville Courier-Journal, the Associated Press, and by the Kentucky High School Coaches Association. Ladies and gentlemen, Pineville High School Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Dan Haley. At this time, I would like to introduce the 1954 football team. The members that are present individually. If you would raise your hand, guys. Mr. Fred Roper. Mr. Ed Wilson. Mr. Henry Howard. Mr. Don Laws. Mr. Ledger Howard. Mr. Wayne Ferris. Mr. W.A. Denny. Mr. Walt Sanderson. Mr. Orville Howard. Mr. John Mason. And Mr. Doug Roper. Ladies and gentlemen, one more huge round of applause for this year's inductees and the 1954 Pineville High School football team.
That's exactly what I
Every time we go, we got this.
They just moved up to Louisville, and I was with him all the time. And we'd sit in his backyard till 3 in the morning talking about problems and stuff.
Sonny was on a mile. I talked to Sonny all the time here.
When I used to go hunting over at Doc's place was in Rogersville, but when I was inducted to U of L, half my speech was about Cal. And I would have made sure he was there. He didn't know I was going to say anything.
It's a mineral in this binder plant, let off a gas. I know. That's when they open flames in mine before they start up. And it was very close.
Way back in the hills, where I used to wander,